Hi, my name is Akim Saravajiso, and I'm conducting a Vox Pop for my class practical work, CLA 404, on the same student loan NELFUND. I've been interviewing a couple of students to ask about their opinions about the student loan NELFUND. Hi, introduce yourself.
My name is William Olaleye. I'm a student of the Communication and Language Arts Department, University of Ibadan.
Yeah, my name is Peter Adiele from Communications and Language Arts.
What level are you?
I'm in 311.
Adebiolu Adunsin,
What department and what level?
200 level student of Communication and Language Arts.
My name is Captain Jack from the Mavens class 200 level Communication and Language Arts.
Hi, my name is Okoma Divine from the Department of Communication and Language Arts, University of Ibadan, 300 level.
My name is Theophilus Bumide. I'm in 100 level student in the Department of Dental Surgery, University of Ibadan.
My name is Moranuba Aditsuji and I'm a 500 level law student.
Did you apply for the loan, the NELFUND loan?
Yes, I did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, I did apply for the loan.
No, I did not.
No, I did not.
Yes, I applied for it.
No.
Why did you apply?
I was having difficulties paying my school fees. Like the window period for paying it was too short, so I applied for the loan instead.
I thought of it, but
Yeah.
at the later end, I was advised by my elder sister not to, because she feels that all of this loan in future time, it comes back for you, in the sense that you still have to pay back. And it's more like accumulative debt. So if you are collecting it now, you will still have to pay. And how are you so sure you're going to have that same money that you needed at the appropriate time to pay back? So that's why I didn't collect.
My parents actually convinced me to apply for the loan.
I had already paid for my school fees was already paid for when I learned about it. So
I'm not so sure about it doesn't sound,
The intricacies?
yes, it sounds tricky.
I applied for it so that it will be able to help me and also help my parents. The main reason is that why I applied for it is that it will also help me to focus on my academic. It will not make me to be distracted by any financial handicap like that.
Wasn't necessary.
Or at the time?
Yes, I
Do
did.
you think the NELFUND program is a good solution to the financial challenges faced by students?
actually, yes. Yes, it is. It is a good solution.
Well, like they say, it's not good to just have a one mind about things. Over time, I have friends that also collected loan, and with the way they are making use of the funds, I would say it's a good initiative. But left for me, I wouldn't advise someone to go for it. But I think it could help.
Well, in the aspect of students, it is a solution. What I mean, it is a future wasn't it? It's later, like you have later paying for it in the future. So for postgraduate students, I feel like it is not the best solution. But for undergraduate students, I feel like
So it's a good solution to the financial challenges they are facing.
Yes, and I think it's a live to fight another day solution.
A lift to find
To fight another
another
day solution.
To be honest, no.
All right, kindly share your opinion about that.
Okay, so I feel like that is you just that's just the way to run away from the fact that they increased our fees. So they're trying to give us other options rather than look for a way to actually cut down the fees. So that was a way to divert the issue.
So you feel like they gave us an alternative instead of for solving the actual problem on ground?
Yes.
Yes, it's a good solution. It's a good solution because since the school fees and so many other things have been increased, it is very, very hard for so many students to avoid the fees. So applying for the NELFUND is a good thing.
Somewhere in between.
Kindly share your thoughts more on that.
I would say to fund education now, funding education is quite expensive.
Yeah.
And I would say obviously the government has been unable to successfully fund education. And like in more developed countries, loans is actually the way. A lot of students actually take student loans to fund their education. Yes, there's scholarships. Yes, there are some people who can afford it pay for it, but quality education that we compare Nigerian education to abroad is majorly funded on loans, student loans. So I would say Nigeria is just trying to align with find a solution at the same time aligning with what goes on in other countries.
Has the loan in any way eased your financial burden?
At the moment, I can't say for sure because I'm currently planning, saving that loan for something else. I got loan for my school fees,
Yeah.
but then I had to. There was this upkeep thing that it kept sending, and I can't be spending it every time since my mom still sends money. So keeping that one for something else. So I guess.
So in a way, it has eased your financial burden
Yes,
over
in a
time.
way.
Do you think if you had applied for the loan, it could have eased your financial burden? Mara?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, yes, it did for me and my parents. Yeah.
In what way?
I mean, they don't have to think of my school fees, and the what's the name, the is it the monthly stipend? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's also
allowance.
yeah, the monthly allowance also.
Yes, given the fact that they give you monthly allowance too and your school fees paid for. I mean, that sounds pretty amazing.
Low key, I think so. I think now, like after the whole thing ended, I was thinking maybe I should have.
Yes, ma. It has really, really helped me. It has really, really helped me because at times it's very hard for me, especially when it comes to the middle of the month. Most of my food stop we have already finished, but since they have been paying, they've been giving us the stipend. It has been easy for me.
Probably.
That's what you think?
Probably.
What were the considerations that influenced the decision to apply?
Well, for one, we are five in the family currently, and my mom is struggling to handle all of us, and it's not really all that easy. So I didn't want her to carry all the burden alone.
So,
Went ahead with it.
parental factor and finances from home.
Yes.
One of which was the financial situation of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how things are expensive.
Yes.
Then how much am I going to get, and how much will be enough to cater for my academics and everything. So I just believe that it's still the same thing. Once you get the money, it might not be enough for what I would want to do. So why go over that when okay, let's just rough it and get it anyhow.
Well, they considered the financial what's the name? Financial is yes, and also the fact that the loan might later be forgiven, like that was what so they convinced me with that. And also, I mean, I'm not the only child, so financial is on them.
I had already paid for my school fees when I learned about it. So maybe next session, if I can't get my school fees, then
It's
I'm going to
something you are
think-
open to.
yes, something I'm open to.
First and foremost, I'm very much aware of loan sharks, so I know how they always do all this. If you don't pay back, we're going to. I mean, I'm not saying that maybe they would do that though, but I'm just very wary of things like that.
One of it is that my brother and I we studied dental surgery, and my brother is preparing for his medical exam. So it's going to the clinical phase. So it's very, very hard because the clinical phase is very, very expensive, and it will be very, very hard for my parents, and it will also very hard for us if we don't apply for this NELFUND.
So I was in my final year.
Yeah.
It was the final school fees I was going to pay as a student. So I felt like, why bother taking the loan? Let me just pay it once and for all. I know that there's no debt on my neck and move on.
Do you think the availability of this NELFUND program motivates you to focus more on your studies, or does it increase the pressure to finish quickly due to financial constraints?
Yes, it does increase the pressure a bit. It increases the pressure because I feel like, yeah, I should be focused on my studies, but it makes me feel more pressured that, okay, one of these days after I get out of school, maybe the police is going to come knocking on my door. I haven't paid your NELFUND fees and all those stuff. So I feel a bit of pressure.
You're not exactly focusing as much as you want to focus. Is that what you're saying?
Not exactly. I'm focusing, but not completely, because currently, in fact, it has made me start thinking of ways to like accumulate the money before it's time to pay back.
Do you think for those that collected the NELFUND loan, do you think it has motivated them to focus more on their studies, or do you think it has increased the pressure on them to finish quickly due to financial constraints? What do you think?
That is a 50-50 thing. I'm not even sure if the answer I'll be giving now will attend to that question.
Yeah.
So it's just based on the individual. So if it works fine for some people, if it doesn't, it's just based on the individual and how they go about it. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
Okay, for me, I feel like it aids focus. I mean, you know that okay, every month I'm getting allowance from the government, and my school fees is already paid, and I can probably apply for the
Loan, yeah.
next session loan too. So I feel it makes me focus on my studies.
Instead of increasing the pressure to finish quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, on the face of it, I think so, except for students that don't like to, that cannot handle such pressure. I mean, I think about their future a lot.
Yeah.
But if it's just normal teenage or adult students that I just like to go about life, not worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow.
So you think that will motivate them enough to just keep studying, knowing they don't have to pay their school fees
Exactly,
themselves?
yes.
All right.
So I think it has helped a lot of students. So I would go with the first option where they are no longer thinking too much about their school fees, as they know that the loan will cover for that, so they can focus on other things. Yes.
I really focus fully on my studies. It really helped me. That's what I can just say. It really helped me.
I would say the way Nigeria has gone about it, I don't think it is easing any financial pressure. In the sense that first of all, there's no certainty on that loan.
Yeah.
People who applied for it, there was struggle at the time. People who applied for it, some people who couldn't get it, or some people who it took such a long time for it to be processed. Meanwhile, school was pressuring them with deadlines, and then this pressure, anxiety, not knowing what is going on the government end, no, and not knowing how the school is going to handle it. I would say Nigeria has not gone about it in a way that puts anybody at ease. Just makes things more stressful.
Apart from the allowance, what additional support do you think NELFUND should offer students to ensure they are comfortable enough to focus on their studies?
I feel they should create an incentive program, something like if you pass beyond a certain threshold, the CGPA, you get a waiver, maybe 30% off your loan, 20% off your loan. I think that will motivate students to do more and maybe apply for more loans in the future.
The allowance makes sense, so because I call my friend Alhaji Santos. He doesn't run out of fund because the next month he's getting alawi and all of that. Other incentive, let them first manage the allowance.
So you think that's enough?
Not really, but see, I'm still trying to play it safe, so let them just stay with the allowance. Any other thing, let's say, okay, are books part of the funding?
No, there's not.
More like materials, printing, if at all they want to add more initiative to the allowance. So separate from the allowance, they should still also have little money for school, any random thing that might occur during
That's like miscellaneous.
Yes.
Well, I feel like the school fees and the allowance is enough, but personally, I don't know the conditions of the hostels in UI. If they can probably add hostel fee to like get a better to get a better accommodation, I wouldn't mind. But it's also a future pressure too. So I'm okay with the school fees and the allowance.
I don't think that's enough to spend monthly.
So you think there should be an
Right.
increase in the monthly allowance?
Yes.
Any-
But then there are 12 months in a year, so that's like 240,000 naira in a year. And that's enough for each student. So, and
Alright.
considering the fact that they have to return it,
That's fair.
that's fair.
I think the idea of the allowance is very nice now that I'm hearing about it, but I'm thinking 20K.
So like an
They can,
increment?
yes, I think they can increase that, to be very honest.
So and do you think there should be any other incentives offered to students aside the allowance?
I'm thinking food, but we all know how that palliative story played out. So I think the money is actually very important. So I think it's okay.
What they can offer is that, as a medical student, as a medical student, maybe if they can increase the stipend, it will be really very, very happy. It will really be very good. Sorry, it will be very, very good, because things in the country are very, very expensive. Even though the 20,000 is not even enough for a medical student. It's not enough because we need to eat good food. We need to have a good balanced diet. Yes,
All right. Thank you very much for your time. It was nice to have you here.
First of all, there should be stability in the loan process. Once they apply for it, they shouldn't be wondering whether or not they are going to get it, or it will be pending for ages. Meanwhile, school deadlines are coming up. So they should first of all make sure that the time frame is stable. Then they should increase that allowance amount. It's not very, in the current economy, it's not an allowance.